All right, folks, the Republican Party is an absolute mess right now, feuding with Donald Trump in the United States Senate over two primary issues. The first is the 50-plus day disappearance of Mitch McConnell, which has basically stalled every bit of legislation they are trying to pass in the Senate right now, and Trump is steaming mad about it. And then on top of that, they simply do not have the votes to advance the SAVE Act. And because of that, Donald Trump is essentially calling for John Thune to be removed as majority leader of the Republican Party. This is breaking apart the MAGA movement by the seams. And I want to start this video by showing you this clip of John Thune the other day on Sean Hannity, squirming in his seat, trying to explain to Donald Trump why he cannot get the SAVE Act passed.
He's got a lot on his wish list.
He does. I mean, the main thing he wants, Sean, as you know, is the Save America Act, and that is something where, like I said, we've had multiple votes on it now. Not a single Democrat has voted for it. I think we continue to put him on the record, but we've had 5 different votes on it already. If we can get a chance to vote on it again, the best way to do that would be in a budget reconciliation bill, and that would enable us not only to get a vote on that in some form. It's not going to be everything the president wants. But also do something with the military where we desperately need to ensure that our military has everything they need to deter and defend our country, and particularly with what's going on in the Middle East right now. And there's some stuff in there for agriculture. It's a bill the House passed, and it's no easy feat in the Senate. We don't have 50 votes for it today, but hopefully we can get there.
And folks, that is John Thune looking very uncomfortable, but I want you to see this tweet responding directly to John Thune's comments from one of Donald Trump's closest influencers. Now, guys, this is a man named Nick Sorter. He's an absolute hack, but he is one of Donald Trump's hacks. Trump is really close to him. Trump has called him before, invited him to the White House before. He's one of the folks that I check on regularly to see what the White House is feeding its MAGA influencers. And here's what he has to say about John Thune right now. Now, John Thune is doing damage control amid growing calls for him to resign over his inability to pass the Save America Act. Thune reiterates Trump should be the one whipping the votes. That is your main job, Thune. If you can't do it, leave. Thune, the votes are not there to do it. I know Trump thinks he can persuade people, but that is a hard position for a lot of Senate Republicans. Here's the thing, guys. One, they don't have the votes because Mitch McConnell is not here. And Mitch McConnell probably wouldn't be voting for the SAVE Act anyway. He's been pretty hesitant and resistant to doing it. But this whole thing has caused the entire Senate to be an absolute mess. And right now, Donald Trump is refusing to even say that he would support John Thune's re-election campaign. Here's a clip of Trump a few days ago.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune, after the comments you heard regarding Save America and some other stuff, do you think he's still the man for the job?
Well, we're going to find out, and I'll let you know.
Should be a really simple answer, right? You should be backing up one of your own people that you helped install into power. But as we know, Donald Trump loves to fire people. He's basically effectively fired Jeanine Pirro for not being able to prosecute a made-up story that Donald Trump created about the stupid mess with the reflecting pool. So Trump is turning on everyone right now. And I do think the McConnell scandal is at the heart of this, because it isn't just the SAVE Act. And look, they're never going to be able to pass the SAVE Act. They don't have the votes for it. But it's also the Farm Bill is being held up right now because Mitch McConnell chairs the subcommittee that's responsible for moving it forward. Now there is a stalemate, a partisan stalemate on it, and Republicans refuse to work with the Democrats to move it forward, and they refuse to strip Mitch McConnell of his committee hearings. So this whole thing is just creating a massive mess for the Senate. It's creating a massive mess for Donald Trump. And we are, guys, weeks, essentially, maybe 2.5 months away from the election. This is rapidly becoming a huge issue for them. And to that point, I also wanted you guys to see this story from the Daily Beast. I'm not going to read the whole article this time. I think this tweet sums it up nicely. The White House has refused to say whether Trump has had any contact with absent Mitch McConnell, even as the president backs the growing GOP push for congressional term limits. So now Trump is being boxed in a position of saying that he supports congressional term limits, which is a fascinating thing to see. A lot of Mitch McConnell's colleagues who have been pulled aside by independent content creators or reporters and asked this question have declined either to answer it or declined to support term limits, age limits, or any kind of changes, given what's going on in the Senate right now, where things are just such an absolute mess. And to me, Trump is once again undermining his party. If John Thune and the rest of the Republican senators are out there saying that Mitch McConnell is fine, that there's nothing wrong with this situation, that we don't need congressional term limits, and the president is out there saying that we do, that's a huge issue. And the fact that he has to even answer questions about whether or not he's talked to McConnell is the last thing that he wants to be doing right now. So he is pissed. And this movement is very, very fractured right now. You have MAGA influencers out there who are gunning for John Thune. You have MAGA influencers out there who are breaking apart the McConnell cover-up and saying that he's dead. Laura Loomer's been saying that he's dead, and we know that Loomer is very close to Donald Trump. She is longtime rumored to be basically his side piece. I don't know how else to describe that. Don't try to think about it too hard or you'll hurt your brain. Just disgusting stuff across the board. Trump is firing at Thune. Thune is firing back. They all look uncomfortable. And meanwhile, nothing is getting done to help improve your lives. And to that point, I want you guys to see it again. This is another video from yesterday of Mitch McConnell's chief of staff refusing to answer questions. And I will remind you, this is a guy who makes $226,000 a year of your money.
Sir, is Senator McConnell going to put out a video? Why hasn't he done that yet? Did he auto-pen that document? The letter that was sent out? Was that auto-pen or did he actually sign it, sir? Can you address the situation at all about his condition?
This really shouldn't be that hard, guys. They should be able to answer basic questions. Is Mitch McConnell alive? When's he coming back to work? Can we see a photo of him, an actual photo of him? Can we see video of him? They claim he's doing strenuous daily physical rehabilitation. Can we see it? Can we see a video of that? Can he pick up the phone and just call a goddamn reporter that we all trust and end this stuff right now? These people, these staffers work for us. They work for the people of Kentucky. They work for the American people, but they are too arrogant and insulated in this Washington, D.C. bubble. They don't think they have to answer any of these questions. And so they get to walk away, they get to make smug looks, and they get to laugh behind the scenes at all of us. How dare we ask questions about where Mitch McConnell is? And again, the real purpose of this particular video is just to show you guys, they are running for the hills right now in every single way. There's a circular firing squad inside the Republican Party right now. Their legislative agenda is completely and totally stalled. Trump is losing every court case under the sun. The polls look apocalyptic for the Republicans heading into November. The Democrats are now favored in many instances to take back the United States Senate and be in a strong position to do that. And what are these guys fighting about? They're fighting about passing a bill that doesn't have any ability to pass. They're fighting about whether or not Mitch McConnell is still alive. They're fighting for whether or not John Thune should be reelected or should be the majority leader. And that is just not where you want to be less than 100 days out from the election. And so that's the bottom line here, guys, is the reminder that for all the bluster from Donald Trump about how popular he is, and he's out there on Truth Social overnight talking about, I have the highest approval rating that anyone's ever had, as he's crashing out and losing his mind, they're full of shit. This MAGA movement has failed. Donald Trump is a lame duck. The Republican Party has been exposed. And that doesn't mean that the Democratic Party doesn't have some ownership in this mess too, because they're not perfect and we need to be holding them accountable. But right now, they're the last best hope that any of us have to hold these people accountable and get real accountability on everything that so many of us are so mad about right now. The state of the economy, ending this ridiculous war, truly releasing the Epstein files, exposing Donald Trump's corruption, fixing our broken democracy. Because I feel like a broken record when I shoot these videos, but the answers are staring us straight in the face. Age limits, term limits, radical transparency of financial records to weed out corruption, radical transparency of health records to make sure that people know our representatives are physically and mentally able to do the job. Because I know Mitch McConnell isn't. I don't believe that Donald Trump is, okay? And that is a dangerous place to be. Donald Trump is waging a war right now. And I don't know who's really in charge of that war. Is it him? Is it Pete Hegseth? Is it Bibi Netanyahu? I don't know who's in charge right now. And that scares the hell out of me. And we can't have a functioning democracy when senators can disappear for 50 plus days, when they can't get anything done, when they can't move the farm bill forward, guys. The farm bill is an important piece of legislation. There are farmers right now waiting for the relief and the support that they deserve, that they need to keep their businesses moving forward, to keep their communities moving forward. And it's being held up because of this bullshit in Washington that none of them seem particularly alarmed about wanting to fix right now. They're just more interested in infighting and greed and corruption, and it's disgusting. And if these videos remain helpful to you, if for no other reason than to help you keep a hold of your sanity, because that's what they're helping to do for me, please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel down below. Please engage with this video, like, share, comment, hype, and everything else. And then please click the bell icon down below to get an update the next time we post. Thank you all.